It is the Stoops Preview brought to you by Stride Bank. Always get to love to talk to Coach on a Thursday, and maybe on this Thursday, Teddy. I don't know. Coach, are you getting your cardio in, getting ready for that .1K race on Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, that's not a typo. That .1K is true. David Village, we have a race from Tough W all the way to Louis there in Brookhaven Village. So this Sunday, 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Yep, all the way 328 feet, I think is what I saw. And I love that there's a refueling station halfway. When you finally make it to the halfway point, you get to refuel.
Well, you know, it's important your health. So there's a donut station, a refueling station halfway there. And we got a live band will be playing out here, sold out, SOULED, sold out. It'll be fun. Did it a year ago, had a great time. And, yeah, it's a lot of fun out here in Brookhaven Village this Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Well, and I was reading the flyer today, and it says Coach Stoops will kick off the race and sound the gun. What kind of gun are we sounding the race off with, Coach?
You better be careful whatever gun Maddie hands you.
Well, last year, our buddy, all of us, Big T, Toby Keith, shot the Roughnecks gun off to start the race, and I'll have one in my hand this Sunday ready to go. If you want to register, go to hbcchampionsfoundation.com. And a lot of fun. It was a great time a year ago. It's supposed to be sunny and 75. It'll be great.
Yeah, perfect weather. A lot of fun, a lot of festivities going on, silent auction stuff as well.
The good thing for everyone, Teddy, is it's all ages participants, and there's no physical training necessary whatsoever.
Well, yeah, that's probably the truth, but there may be some people out there that actually did have to train to get that .1K in. That's awesome, though. I think it's a heck of an idea.
Well, and all the proceeds, so everyone knows, benefits the Assistance League of Norman, Operation School Bell. So it's going to go to kids in this area, you know, which is important. It's the only reason we do it. Just, you know, it's a fun day, and it's a fundraiser for the local people here, especially the children.
Well, I also wanted to throw this in about the HBC Champions Foundation, hbcchampionsfoundation.com. I know a lot of people are going to show up Sunday, but if you're out of the area and you just can't make it for the event, but you want to get involved, Coach, I don't know if this is the best way or not. Like, there's two ways. One, you can donate now on the website, and then two, you guys have some awesome memorabilia pieces that are available for purchase as well. Barry Switzer autograph play, Bob Stoops autograph canvas. So people can't be there on Sunday. There's still a way they can help out.
That's right. We got silent auction items, raffle items. They get a T-shirt and a .1K sticker to brag about your long run on your car if you want to put it on there. Best dressed, there's a gift and a present for the best dressed because it's fun. But anyway, it's a fun event.
Yeah, there you go. 2 to 5 on Sunday over there at Brookhaven Village. Well, Coach, Saturday did not go well down in the Cotton Bowl, OU Texas game. That's a really good Texas football team. They're good across the board, and we struggled again offensively. What'd you think?
Yeah, Teddy, definitely a tough week. We got teased early in the game, thinking the big turnover right off the bat and go up 3 points, and you're like, yeah, this is going just as we thought. But let's face it again. I agree. Texas is a really good football team right now, and we've been dealt a tough hand with all the injuries. And I'm not afraid to say it. You lose your top 4 or 5 receivers, that makes a difference with everybody. And then, for whatever reason, our offensive line, which has been very unusual for us for the last 15 years, isn't what we're used to. So and then young quarterbacks. So all of it has been magnified a little bit. But, I ask everybody for patience, give them a chance here in the back half of the year to fight through it. And if we can for a few of these games, it'll still be a positive year. I think, I really believe, I love and believe totally in Brent Venables and all these guys. So we just got to give them a chance to work through this.
Well, as we look ahead to Saturday, South Carolina's had a couple of tough, close losses, LSU and Bama. They got two pass rushers that are really, really good, some nice players on offense. Just as you look at this game on Saturday, like what are the keys as you see it for this OU offense and this OU defense to come out with a win?
Well, it's the usual. I mean, really, a week ago, what do I always say? The turnovers battle it made a difference a week ago. It did again. I mean, or last week, but it always does. Being able to rush the football a little bit, make a big play or two, be great on third downs, both sides of the ball. It's such a big deal. Getting off the field on defense and then, converting third downs on offense. It's the same every week.
Yeah. What do you do whenever you've got a side of the ball that is going through some real serious struggles? Because we all know that whenever things aren't going well, that's whenever, you start to see some players maybe trying to do their own thing or, not liking, questioning the calls or the system and stuff like that. How do you keep it together whenever you got a side of the balls that's really going through it?
Well, I just believe, as you know, when you're in the building together, working hard every day, it's not an issue. We're all in it together, and it's all about sticking together, staying positive, and fight through whatever you can. I mean, you have no prayer if you don't, and that was always. And I didn't have many tough years, as you know, fortunately. But when we did lose a couple, 3, it was stick together, listen to each other. Everyone sees how each side of the ball is working hard, and stay positive and fight. That's all you can do. And if you're not staying positive and together and fighting through it, you got no prayer. And so, fortunately, I never had a losing year. Always a bowl game. Always, I think the most I ever lost was 5, maybe. I don't know. But bottom line was, even in those times, stick together and keep fighting through it. I can remember, anyway, we had some of those years. 2005, maybe, we ended up beating Oregon out in the Holiday Bowl. And that was a tough year. I remember 2009, we lost Jermaine Gresham before the season. We lost Sam Bradford. Last couple games, I think we played without Trent Williams. Those are 3 first-round draft picks we played without at certain times. And we still stayed positive, won games, and found a way to win. And I get it. We have a tougher schedule this year. I get it. But, you just have to keep that attitude, and you got to keep swinging. If you don't, you got no prayer. That's the bottom line.
The guy go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and I brought up that 2005 schedule right here, and the one thing I see is you got on a nice winning streak. You won 4 straight, but a lot of really close football games.
And so that's exactly right, Teddy, and that's what I think we need to do better. We're at a point we can't play sloppily. You got to play clean football. Penalties, everything, penalties, turnovers, play clean, smart football. And it makes a difference. I believe we still, even with all the injuries, this, that, and the other, we still make too many self-inflicted mistakes. And I can't stand that.
Well, one of my favorite moments from the 2005 year, I don't know if either of you will remember this, but AD comes back for the Nebraska game, and the back plate that he has, it just says, "I'm back," and boy, was he back in a big way. And I don't know how much you recall from that one, Bob, but AD came back that game in 2005 and went off like normal.
Oh, I remember it. He's the best. That guy's such a warrior. People have no idea. He was so special. I remember telling him he doesn't need to play in the Fiesta Bowl against Boise. I go, AD, you're 2006. You're going pro. Well, I think you are. Like, don't worry about it. You have my blessing, coach's blessing. Don't worry about playing. He had missed the last half of the year. I'm like, don't worry about it. What am I? Is it? Yeah, it was 6, right? 2006.
Yep,
yeah,
that's right.
Yep.
And I'm like, don't worry. It's okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure he knew. He said, Coach, let me tell you something. If those doctors tell me I'm allowed to play, I'm blank playing. And he goes, he looked at me and he goes, and that's it. So I'm like, okay. I mean, it's like doctor said he could play, and he played. But anyway, he was an absolute beast, warrior in every positive way you could say it. He was such a competitor.
Yep, yeah, no doubt about that. I wish we could. I wish we had Adrian Peterson getting healthy right about now, coming back to the football team. But
kidding,
they'll figure something out. All right, we got to hit a quick timeout. More from the Rush coming up.
The Stoops Preview, presented by Stride Bank, is brought to you in part by J. Jackson Law Offices. If you've been hurt in an accident, give former Sooner Jonathan Jackson a call today at 855-GET-JJ-LAW or visit 855-GetJJLaw.com today.
Rush is back. Final hour hanging out here at Dorsey Jones Buick GMC. We got Coach Stoops for another segment. And, we talked about
I gotta tell you, Teddy,
yeah.
I love the Jonathan Jackson commercials. My
That's
man
great.
JJ's the best, isn't he? I love that guy.
He's awesome. He comes on every Tuesday with us, and we talk about the game and what all he's got going on.
He's coming to the game on Saturday and having a tailgate and everything.
Yeah, he's doing a tailgate out there on the east side.
And I heard from Michael Thompson's coming in.
Yeah, Mike T. I haven't seen Michael Thompson in a while either. So it'll be good to see that some of those guys are coming back through and going to take in the game, which probably going to be a low-scoring game, and hopefully we get something going on offense. But what, Coach, is there anything that you've seen offensively that's there that maybe if we get some better execution that we could take advantage of? Is there anything that you see that there's some bright spots there that we can build on?
Well, I mean, a few things always have to happen. You got to be able to block people. I don't care if Adrian Peterson's in the backfield. If he doesn't have any space to get started, you just have to have that. So hopefully we can, execute some blocking schemes a little better, stronger. We've got to be able to hit open receivers, find the simple, every coverage has a little bit of a weakness. Take the easy throws. Hopefully our quarterback, whoever it is, can, again, at times pull the ball down and make something happen with their legs, all of it together, and then take care of the football. So it's not easy. I'm not sitting here acting like it is, but you got to be able to move people to some degree, find some spaces, find the right holes, take care of the ball, and make some plays throwing the football here and there, and the quarterback makes some plays on occasion running with the football.
I always like to throw out fun on this days with Coach Stoops. I got one today. 9 years ago today, OU won at Kansas State 55-0. But that wasn't the biggest story. The biggest story that people remember, Coach, is being stranded in the airport for over 8 hours the night before and then playing an early game the next day. Whataburger, Sonic, Chick-fil-A, Jack in the Box, Burger King, Domino's. You guys found all the fast food that you could find around there to feed the team.
That's the truth. We were stranded in there 8-10 hours, and we made the most of it. So we sat there for a few hours. I said, okay, offensive guys, go in and have your offensive meeting. They had a little meeting room. Guys are sitting on the floor, standing on the side around this little conference room, and they watched their practice from from that morning and, made corrections. And all right, they came out. Now I said, all right, defense, go in. They go in. They watch their practice, take some, 45 minutes, an hour, make corrections. We're all on the same page, what the practice looked like, what are our corrections. Now we're sitting there and they said, they kept, how it is. They kept telling you, it's just one more hour. Mm-hmm. Now we've been sitting there. It's like 2:00. I said, look, all right, you know how wives drive up to the airport and some of the support personnel, everyone. So a lot of us, team and staff, we went up with the team on the buses, but our wives and a lot of the peripheral administration come up in cars. So I called everybody up. I said, whoever has a car, go out and get 8 or 10 meals. Like if you're going to Kentucky Fried Chicken, get something for 10. If you're going to Burger King, get something for 10. Get something for whatever. Whatever you can gather, go do it. Keep your receipt. I'm sure the administration will, refund you for it. But just go get something for 10 people, whoever has a car. Everybody went out. And I mean to tell you, an hour later, people are showing up, and we have this smorgasbord of fast food all over the FBO and up in OKC. It is fantastic. And the players loved it. I mean, they had Kentucky Fried Chicken. They had burgers. They had fries. They had everything you could imagine. And then we still sit there another 3 hours or 4 hours. And finally, the plane shows up. We literally land in Manhattan, Kansas around midnight. And we, as you know, Teddy, we always have food ready for them when we get there. Yeah. We get in there, and we had a short, just where the food was. I said, all right, guys, give me we're not going to have a formal team meeting. You want to eat again and go to bed. I said, listen, you want an excuse not to play well tomorrow? Well, you have it. Because we sat here all day, finally get here. I said, or we could come out and play our best game. It's up to you. And they started yelling at me, Coach, don't worry about it. We're good. Like, we'll be here ready to go. We come out the next day. We have our stretch in the parking lot like we do, Teddy, get some fresh air, have a stretch, and we come out, and I mean, we blitz them. And then after the game, they're all chanting in the locker room, fast food, fast food, fast food. I'm like, oh, no. That was once in a lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that they were lobbying for that as the pregame meal the rest of the season. It reminds me, I don't know if you know Coach Signetti that took over at Indiana, the head coach there. It reminds me what he said the other day about going all the way out to the West Coast to play. Yeah. He said he's had like the strength coach and everyone's come in talking about all these ideas, what to do. He said, no, we're just going to get out there as late as possible, show up, have something to eat, go to bed, wake up, and kick their ass. I loved that. I thought that was hilarious.
I don't know that guy at all, but I love him, and I agree totally. I don't want to hear all this BS about, and especially I think going to the West Coast. Yeah. We're 2 hours, 3 hours behind them. That's easy, right? You're not. It's not
go
like
sleep
you're playing
in
at 9 a.m. Yeah, and point being, no, I think that guy's awesome. I don't know him a bit, but don't make excuses. It doesn't matter. You're ready to play. Now, I think those West Coast teams that have to go east and play early, Now that's tough.
Yeah.
You know, if you're playing a 11, 12 a.m. game on the East Coast, and that's 9 a.m. on the West Coast, that's a little bit different, in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, we handled our deal, and it was one of the best games we played.
Stoops Preview. Want to remind everyone that Modelo is the official beer of the Stoops Preview. And I was listening to Shane Beamer's press conference this week, and, man, you talk about a guy that really loved, enjoyed, and appreciated his time at Oklahoma. He loved all the tradition and getting to be around that. Mentioned Coach Switzer is always around, and mentioned you and kind of the relationship that you two have had and still have today. How would you describe that relationship that you have with Shane Beamer, and how much do you kind of like and appreciate him as a coach?
Oh, I think he's awesome. He did a great job here. Wonderful guy to be around. Class guy, you know, all of it. So I knew his dad, Frank Beamer. I've been on some Nike trips and some things with him, you know, through my coaching career. And again, same kind of guy, wonderful class guy. So anyhow, I thought Shane did an awesome job here. Loved the time he was here. He's always great to see, and he's done a really good job in his early stages here at South Carolina. So good for him.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be fun to see him, and hopefully we whip him. But still cool to see him. All right, we usually ask you about a couple of games that are coming up, and it's a pretty good weekend. You got Alabama, Tennessee. You got Georgia going to Texas. There's some good stuff out there. What do you think about that Georgia-Texas game?
I hate to say it, but I'm going to take Texas. It's not like me. And then being I almost should just not, because of who I am. But I don't know. I just think they're on a streak. Georgia hasn't looked great. Texas got to be feeling hot, which – I get it. Sometimes they're not feeling like overwhelmed, like feeling cocky, and they know who they got coming up. So I just think the confidence they got right now, if I'm a betting man, I'd go with them. In my heart, I'd go with Georgia, but that doesn't matter. And then Alabama, Tennessee. It's at Tennessee, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yep.
2:30.
Alabama's been kind of. Both of them have been a little bit up and down. So I'm going to go with Tennessee, being that they're at home. That's a tough place to play, and I'm guessing they'll get a few things figured out on their offense.
Maybe the favorite thing that happened to me last Saturday at OU Texas was before the game. I'm walking around. They have all these TVs, and then I just hear a "Go Hawks" really loud. It's some OU fan. I'm like, is that a Stoops over there or what? But it wasn't a Stoops. It was just an OU fan yelling "Go Hawks" at the TV. They look good last week. They get a win at Michigan State this week.
I love it. No, yeah, heck yeah. They're playing well, and they're so good defensively every game. And then now they're scoring more points. So you got to go with the Hawks. Absolutely. Go Hawkeyes. And I saw a couple people on my Northeast trip. You guys know I was on the last couple of weeks, and I saw a couple Iowa hats, and I yelled out "Go Hawks" a couple times. And they didn't know who the hell I was, which was fine, but they hit me back with a "Go Hawks." So anytime you see a Hawkeye jersey, you got to yell "Go Hawks."
I'll tell you what's crazy, and I don't know if you've seen much of these two teams, but who would have thought it would be a big game? And I just asked you about Coach Cignetti there at Indiana. You got Nebraska at Indiana, 5-1 Nebraska against 6-0 Indiana. How about that?
It's at Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm taking Indiana. I love what both coaches are doing. Matt Rule, I think, is awesome, and love seeing Nebraska back in the picture with all the college teams. So good for them. But this guy at Indiana, wow, he's got it going on, and I think much like when we played Nebraska in 2000. They got something to prove. They got something to look forward to. Like, look, we have finally arrived. So I'm going to go with Indiana. That would be my feeling.
I think we talked to you about Army and Navy last week, the years that they're having, and then I heard Steve Spurrier this week say that Steve Spurrier said he would have Army in his top 4 right now, which I'm like, all right, yes.
I totally agree, at least in the top 10. They're fantastic. And you say what you want. We've seen it here live. You want to deal with them on offense, it is a total pain in whatever. I mean,
Coach, I was talking about it the other day, and can you imagine if they somehow win their conference and make it to a playoff, and you like when you I think you were probably about to say this, like you have to spend all offseason trying to put an entire new defense together, and then all of a sudden you got 1 week and you play them in the playoffs? No,
they're in trouble. Whoever's got to play them. I mean, unless they turn it over or you have if you don't get big time ahead of them, they're going for every fourth down. Every fourth down is going to be 4th and 1, 4th and 2. Every third down is going to be 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. It's crazy because they know what they're doing. Like more, they're so groomed in what they do. And no other defenses play against us. You don't know how to defend it. So it's going to be a nightmare for somebody. And I believe Army will get there. I really do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. HBCChampionsFoundation.com, it's the 0.1K run coming up on Sunday. Coach, what time is that again out there in Brookhaven?
Yeah, between 2 and 5, live band, the sold out band, SOULED. Anyway, we got prizes being given out. Again, no physical training whatsoever required. Participants of all ages. It'll be from Pub W here in Brookhaven Village to running all the way to Louis in Brookhaven Village.
And once you pass that grueling 150-foot mark, there's a refueling station for donuts and everything on your way over there. That's awesome. It's going to be fun. Coach, we appreciate it, and look forward to doing it again next week. Always fun.
All right, guys. Appreciate you. Great to be with you. Boomer.
All right. Boomer Sooner.
Man, that's that meal that they had Friday night. I don't know what a normal meal consists of, if it's high protein, if there's a lot of carbs in there, whatever. But just getting the random McDonald's chicken nuggets with a Whataburger, something like that, I would understand why they think that'd be so great.
Man, I happened to be there. Stuck, and the problem was like we got there. I don't remember what time we got there. Fairly early, and they kept saying, like Coach mentioned, "Oh, it'll be an hour. Oh, it's going to be an hour and a half," and they kept updating you. So you just had to sit there. Like it wasn't like, okay, the plane's going to be here at 10 o'clock tonight. No, you just had to sit there the entire day, feeling like it's at any moment it's going to show up. But when they came in with that food, Tyler, it was like chum in the water and sharks all over the place. It was hilarious.
Well, and I remember we were talking about it, or whoever I was on with that day, I can't even remember, but we're like, that was the biggest story of the day going on. Like, forget the football game. Are they going to make it in time there? What time are they actually going to get there? And then into the evening, everyone's talking about it on social media. That was a big deal, and they won 55-0 the next day.
Just came out, went right down the field a couple of times, got out to a lead, and play good. And sometimes some stuff like that, whenever things don't go as planned, team comes together a little bit more, little bit of change in what's happening can kind of energize the team.
Let's recreate it at Ole Miss next year. Like the flight just can't get to Memphis. Sorry, guys. 11 a.m. kickoff there too.
I'll go out there and stab one of the tires or something on the plane with a knife.
That's exactly what we're all thinking, is that you stab one of the tires.
All right, quick timeout. Couple of segments left. Final hour rolls on here at Dorsey Jones Buick GMC.
The Stoops Preview, presented by Stride Bank, is brought to you in part by Riverwind Casino's newly remodeled gaming floor. It has almost 3,000 of your favorite games, complemented by a variety of bars, restaurants, and the best live music in the metro. It's no surprise that Riverwind is always a good time.